Okay, so I have been watching a few of my old videos and I came to the conclusion that something was lacking. So I was on a frenzy to find out exactly what it was by asking around a few of my friends who I blackmailed into subscribing to my channel. I asked them to tell me what my videos were lacking and almost all of them told me two things: lacking personality and lacking humor. The personality bit is something that is kinda hard for me. For those who really know me know that I'm an avid introvert through and through, and my personality is something that is inborn nature to me. So either you have it or you don't. I fall in the latter category, and trust me, I'm working on ways to do just that. As for humor, I'm planning on bringing that too in my reviews to make my content more engaging. So adapt to that. I'm extremely grateful for all those who have engaged and subscribed to my channel so far, and I would not like to disappoint you by giving you substandard content that is bland or that is simple. So starting today, I will try my best to come up with ways to make reviews more interesting for the viewers. So here I go. Parasite. A South Korean black comedy slash thriller slash drama set in modern time South Korea is a movie about a family called the Kim family who are unemployed and living close to poverty. So one day they take this opportunity that comes knocking on their door when they are put in a situation where the son of the Kim family gets a job out of luck to work as an English tutor for the wealthy Park family's daughter. This leads to an opportunity for the Kim family to scam the Park family into getting all of them employed there for various jobs like housekeeping, as a chauffeur and an art instructor, all the while working ways to remove the current employees working the same jobs. One thing leads to another, and the Kim family successfully manages to scam the gullible Park family so everyone can live in the big mansion where the Parks live. So this movie is directed by Bong Joon, who is a South Korean director known for the respectable and award-winning movies like The Host, Snowpiercer, Okja, with Parasite easily being his best work till date. His projects all have a common element, that is that they convey a message in the end. Each movie is different in that regard. Parasite is one such movie that is among the best movies I have seen in quite a while. It won the Oscar for the Best Picture, Best Director, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Foreign Language Film. I'll be honest with you, there have been some good movies that won all these accolades at the Oscars, but most of them rarely do well at the box office. Part is due to the fact that Academy at times pick niche movies that don't have enough entertainment value as a whole. You only get to see a handful of movies that are made for more mainstream audiences and are classified to be an Oscar contender. Trust me when I say this, Parasite is one of those movies that I've thoroughly enjoyed from start to finish. It was good enough to be a popcorn flick while also being just enough sophisticated to be Oscar worthy. There are probably enough videos on YouTube that do breakdown of scene to scene of this movie. I'm not going to do that. What I will, however, is give you a general feel of what this movie is really about and if this movie is worth watching. The story in this movie has many elements. It's a comedy movie with some drama, and when you least expect it, it becomes a dark thriller. You go into this movie expecting it to be one thing, and then it completely molds into another. The director of this movie says that it is better for the viewer to go into this movie without knowing anything and without any expectations. I did too. I went in completely oblivious and without any expectations. I had only watched this one trailer and that is all. So after I saw this movie, I was completely blown away. The movie is funny and enjoyable to watch. There are lots of these smart humor elements that are quite hilarious. Some moments shine like this in the first half of the movie, and when we get to see how Kim strategized a way to kick out the previous employees of the mansion, and the interaction with the Park family is incredibly fun to watch. But it is not always fun and games. The movie shifts focus from comedy to dark thriller in the second half of the movie, and there are some moments in this movie that really capture your attention. This movie carries itself in its story. At its core, This movie does something that I have not seen in any much movies of late, and that is visual storytelling. What I mean by visual storytelling is that the story moves seamlessly without the need for dialogue, but also with enough imagery and character expressions to continue the story. There is this one scene in particular where the members of the Kim family must walk to their home in middle of a storm with the rain pouring down, and there is absolutely no dialogue or so for the 10 or so odd minutes, and the camera moves along with them through the bridge, through the alleyways, and all the way to their home flooded with rainwater. And their reaction to that moment on screen, captured in a surreal way, is what gives the viewer a sense of dread of watching people that have come to suffer such hardships. You will find many of these moments like this in the movie that give a sense of realism to the story and elevates the story in many ways than one could imagine. The breathtaking cinematography is executed almost perfectly, and all the while I was watching, I was left in awe. The movie does shift its focus to a more serious tone in the second half of the movie, bringing up many serious issues in our society today and also bringing thriller elements. The movie highlights the issue that most of us see prevalent in our society today, and that is the socio-economic class distinction between the rich and the poor and how wide of a gap there really is between them. I remember this one scene in particular where there is rain pouring down and the Park family agree that it is quite beautiful when it rains and that it should rain more often. And the Kim family, who live in a crowded suburb and quite literally live in a house that is sort of like a basement, is flooded with rainwater, and they're frantically trying to throw their water with their buckets, trying to keep their house from being flooded and being destroyed. That scene in particular gave me a steep sense of difference between the rich and the poor family, and how the rich people in the world live an ignorant and carefree life, all the while turning a blind eye to the common everyday struggles of the poor. This scene in particular spoke to me in a more personal way to the situation that we are all living in right now. Soon after the COVID-19 pandemic hit us, many of us were stuck at home during the lockdowns, doing home things like mowing the lawn, for example, or doing the laundry, or doing the dishes, binge watching Netflix shows, and living a comfortable life, all the while ordering takeouts, while turning a blind eye to the people who earn daily wages, or for those who don't have a big fat bank account. And if they don't work on that particular day, to them, they will probably starve with no source of income and no help from the government. The common man who earns way below the comfortable income level will be left to fend off on their own. So when a situation like this arose in the movie, it felt more personal to me. I think if you watch this movie, you will understand too. This is also the message that the movie wanted to convey to the general audience, to raise awareness on the difference between the people of low income groups to those of the high income ones. The Kim family is one such family who have been represented as scavengers, as they must scavenge their way up the ladder in search of a more comfortable life than what they are used to, and that means using any means possible to achieve it. This movie also explores human nature in general and what it means to be a human in this world and how we are living today. Are we compassionate? Are we kind? Or are we racist and bigots? Or are we greedy or hateful? This movie tackles the human nature as a whole, and its message is presented to viewer to speculate by end of this movie. The musical score in this movie is genius. The way the music is presented in this movie goes hand in hand with the visual style and the cinematography of the movie and gives you the nostalgic feeling to those watching it. There are moments when the music presents a sense of dread as you're watching the movie, giving you the feels. Coming to the verdict, I would give this movie a perfect 10 out of 10 score for a flawless movie that is probably the best movie you will see in years. You need to watch this movie to really appreciate it. The movie is an entertaining watch. All the actors in this movie were great. The music is incredible, the story is amazing, and the direction is out of this world. This movie really deserved the accolades that it received, and it is currently rated an 8.6 on IMDb and has a near perfect 99% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. If this doesn't convince you to watch the movie, then nothing will. Give this movie a shot, and I will promise you that you will not be left disappointed. The movie is currently streaming on Prime Video. If you enjoyed watching this review, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. If you want to be notified whenever a new video is up, please hit the notification bell icon to stay notified. That's it for the end of this video. Stay safe and stay awesome, you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.